Good afternoon, student. How are you? I hope all of you are fine. As you know that last time I already taught you that about what are the different factors that affect about the size of population. Now today I am going to discuss that what is the population density and the different types of population density and about the different factors that affect population density. Now first of all, what is the population density? What is the definition of the population density? What is the population density? That how many number of peoples are live in per square kilometer. Did you understand that? How many number of peoples are live in per square kilometer? It's known as population density. Did you understand? What is the definition? How many numbers of peoples are live in per square kilometer? How you write it? Like suppose 300 peoples are living per square kilometer. So 300 per square kilometer. Now square kilometer. This one. That 300 square kilometer, 300 peoples are live in per square kilometer. So by this way, you have to write these things. Okay. Now this is called the population density. Now population density what get divided into three types. What are the three types? First one is the high population density. What is the high population density? The first one is that in number of peoples, if the number of peoples are more than 500 or above 500 person are live in per square kilometer, this type the population and this type population density are known as high population density. When in an area the number of peoples are more than 500 per square kilometer, this type the population density is known as high population density. So one thing you have to remember, that number of population, that 500 person they are live in per square kilometer. Now the second one is the moderate population density. What is the moderate? Moderate means the medium type. That where in which area that number of peoples are live in per square kilometer between 100 to 500 person per square kilometer. This type the population density are known as moderate population density. Understand that? What is the moderate population density? In which area number of population or the number of peoples are live between 100 to 500 in per square kilometer. This type of the population density are known as moderate population density. And the third one is the low population density. So you can understand low means the very less population density. So in those areas, the number of peoples are live that the less than 100% or the less than 100. This type of population density are known as low population density. So what is the low population density? That in which area the number of peoples are live less than 100 in numbers or less than 100 peoples are live in per square kilometer. This type the population density of that region is known as low population density. So you can I repeat, what is the population density? That how many number of peoples are live in per square kilometer in an area, it's known as low or the population density. Now population density divide into the three types. First is the high population density, second is the moderate population density, and third is the low population density. So what is the high population density? That in which area that number of peoples are live more than 500. This type of population that 500 peoples are per square kilometer. This type of population density are known as high population density. And what is the moderate population density? In which region the number of peoples are live between the 100 to 500 person per square kilometer. This type the population density are known as moderate population density. And the last is low population density. That in which area the number of peoples are live less than 100% in per square kilometer. This type the population density are known as low population density. So these are the population density and the different types. Now my question is that why the different type of population density in all the places? In our India also, all the places are the same amount of peoples are not live. Few areas there where the number of peoples are in more. In the world, according to the world also, if we want to justify, then also we get like India, Bangladesh or China. Here the population density is more than the other places like in Australia, Mongolia, where the number of peoples are living per square kilometer very less. But in these places in India, Bangladesh, China, here the population or population density is more. Now, what are the reasons for that? What are the factors that affect that why this type of population, where some areas are more, some areas are the less? What are the reasons for that? That we're going to discuss now. That what are the factors that affect to the population density? Now, the factors of population density are divided into the two parts. First one is the physical factors and second one is the non-physical factors or the commercial factors. Now, physical factors means those factors are the nature based. These type factors are known as physical factors. Now, what are the nature based factors? That the first one is the landform. Now, we know in all over the region, all over our India, all over the world, the landforms are not equal. Some areas are made by the hill or mountain region, some area are the plain or plateau region. So these are the different landforms that we get in the different places. Now, those area are the plain surface or the plain type of region. This area the peoples are mostly like to stay. What is the reason? Because the plain surface is very useful for making the roadways and the railway tracks or the industries and factories, and others the agricultural facilities also get in the plain surface. So most of the peoples in the world, they like to stay in the plain area than the other places. But those are the hill or mountain region, they are the sloping surface, so it's very difficult for the peoples that they making the agricultural land, either for the set of the industries and factories, for the roadways or the railway tracks. Is very difficult for them for making. That is why these are the landforms are also being affected to the population density of an area. So those area are the plain region where the population density is more, and those area are the hill or the mountain region where the population density are very less. And another reason is the climatic condition. What are the climate condition? That all the places in our India and world also, that the climates are not equal. Some areas they are very too much cold, some areas very too much hot type of climate, like the desert area climate. In India, the third desert region, Rajasthan region, where the climate is very hot, so it's very difficult for the people to live on that portion. But in the some areas also there, that where in the Kashmir portion, that where the temperature is always very low, or the Himachal region where the temperature is always very low, so it's very difficult for the people to live on that region also. So generally peoples are like to stay those areas they having the moderate type of climate. Moderate means not too much hot and not too much cold. This type of climatic conditions area are very favorable for the peoples to live in this region. So most of the peoples are like to stay in the moderate type of climate than the extreme type of climatic region. And the third is the resources. Resources means the minerals. In some areas where the minerals are found in a large amount, like the iron, coal, manganese, these are the magnesium, the different minerals are found in those areas. Here the number of factories and industries are set up in a mode, so the peoples are get the job facility very easily, so peoples are like to stay on that portion. But those areas are the lack of minerals and minerals are not found in a more amount. This area peoples are not want to stay on that portion. Like in India, those are the Chhattisgarh Plateau region where the number of minerals are found in a more, so peoples are like to stay on that region in a more amount. But in the other places, the minerals are found in a less amount, so peoples are not want to stay on those areas. Now the last is the water body. What are the facility? Water body facility. As you know, from the earlier days, like the river valley civilization, peoples are like to stay beside the river, or they made all the civilization beside the river. You know what is the reason? Because the water bodies are help us in many ways. Like the beside the river or the beside the water bodies, those are the land masses, are very fertile land, very helpful for the agriculture. Either the river they provide us the transport facility or the communication facility. People can go from one place to another place. Or the weather conditions or the climate condition beside the river is very favorable, so peoples are also mostly like to stay. So you can notice that in the world, those are the important cities and towns are located beside the water bodies only, and very close or near to the water bodies, and those are the not important, or the other things are other towns and cities are located far from the river or the water bodies. So these are the generally physical factors that affect to the population density or the population distribution in all over the world. So this, I hope you have to understand all the points, and you want to also read your books properly, then you see the video also, you have to understand better. Today up to here, next we discuss the non-physical factors. Thank you.